Alright, let's talk about it. Boyfriend ASMR, boyfriend roleplay, girlfriend ASMR, and girlfriend roleplay. The rise and the fall. The reason why it is that so many people love them, yet they never seem to last. The reason why so many of these channels explode and then fade away. The reason why your favorite ASMR or roleplay artist makes a post talking about taking a break or stepping away. The reason why every time any slight post that's not the usual post you start to panic. Alright, time for the disclaimer. These let's talk about it are always my point of view on things. If you know me, you know I try my best to do the most research I can on any given topic before I do a video on it, and this one is no different. I want you to understand these are my thoughts and my understandings. This is me taking the facts that I found and putting them against my own personal feelings and the things that I have experienced. Now, with that out of the way, let's dive into the rise and fall of boyfriend-girlfriend ASMR community. Let's start where it all begins, the community. One of the greatest reasons and one of the greatest things to start. All of you, the bright and the dark sides. The ASMR community it somehow happens to find itself to be both the best and one of the scariest communities, maybe second only to the makeup community. And why do I say this? As well, on one side, you have the sweetest, most caring people you've ever. They will die for you. Emphasis on die for you. Most of them are the most amazing people in the world. They're caring, they're understanding, and they love and support you no matter what. But because they love and support you so much, you are a god to them. I often joke about this, but most times ASMRs or people in the roleplay community are viewed as perfect. They can do no wrong. Will always be someone that everyone looks up to. Every action is looked upon. But this isn't always nor the only thing that the ASMR community does. The blow up. So, many people, including myself, have experienced this. Though I would like to say that, pat myself on the back and be like, it's because of all of the hard work is the reason why I've grown so much. Because my growth has been consistent so far, I like to think that, yeah, even though I blew up, I continued working hard and I grew naturally because of it. You know. Thank you all for that, by the way. But then there's the other scope. How many times have you seen this happen? 2-3 months, a YouTube channel is created, it hits 1K and things are going great. You get consistent content, then slowly it gets less and less. The content creator starts being less and less active. Then you start hearing more and more things about them in their personal lives. And then one of two things happen. Either they release a video saying goodbye and they need an indefinite break, or they need space, or a video from someone else talking about them, saying X YouTuber was in drama. Now, this is often due to two things entirely. First one being the blow up itself. Most people who get into this are young, between the ages of 17 to 22. Sometimes they're older, sometimes they're younger, it's hit or miss, right? That's the average age. So, when they make their first post, most of them hit 500 people to 1K views. People start watching them. The feeling is amazing. Being a random nobody that's getting into this and people actually looking at you, staring at you. You become a public figure. Slowly, you hit 1K, 2K, 3K, maybe more and more and more people are watching you. The expectations rise, the workload rise. But you, the creator, you are still you. Still that shy, clumsy dork. The attention is overwhelming as people look at you expecting perfection. You, the hot, flirty, confident person, flirting and enjoying all of the attention, all of the attractive boys and girls fanning over you, all of the men and women willing to give you money and support you. Everyone is and gets consumed by the fame at some point. You lose yourself. Soon you're either trapped between you and the people expecting you to be something different. Most people leave to protect themselves. Sometimes they leave to protect you all from themselves. The drama, the expectations, the workload, the pressure, it all comes down on you as fame starts to kick in and you start to crack, start to break. It's a lot, right? Well, at least they make money, right? At least the payoff is good, right? Right? Second part of it. But before that, I would like to say that this video is sponsored by you guys, everyone on Patreon. See what I did there? I'd like to say thank you all for everything. If it wasn't for you all, honestly, I probably would have starved to death by now. I'm gonna be honest. Anyway, let's not dwell on that. The payoff. Well, frankly, it's scary how much there isn't. if, have you ever noticed that a lot of roleplay accounts have Patreon or maybe like 3 different ways to make money? That's not their YouTube account. Don't get me wrong. I don't judge them. Personally, I would prefer to make my cash off of ads than to take money. That's why even if I have my Patreon, the main content on my Patreon is still open to the public. Because if you want to support me, it should be optional and not a demand. But that's just me, right? But the thing is, the YouTube partnership program to make money off of ads actually goes against everything that the roleplay community is, right? And this is something a lot of content creators don't understand getting into it, is that a lot of the content that they make actually goes against it, and they find themselves putting in a lot of effort. And when they finally reach the point where they can make money off of the ads, they realize they can't. You know? The care, the intimacy that people try to capture in these videos. Um put a pin there. Let me just jump to something personal. Let me give you a little insider look, right? So when I make a script, I need to make sure that that script is not overly suggestive. I need to make sure that the things I say, the words I use, are not overly subjective, right? Suggestive, sorry. And I will bet that most of you in the comment will look and say, yeah, I mean, your content isn't sexual at all. That's not necessarily true. A lot of my content, I can name at least 3 videos that can considered fully sexual. It's not actually sexual, but the way I say things, the way I deliver things, and this is something that the ASMR community does, is just suggestive content, and it's questionable, right? So not all of my content, but there are some that can be considered, and all it's gonna take is 1 or maybe 2 reports, and I can lose my partnership simply because the rules of said partnership is kind of stacked against this type of content. Right. So why do most accounts die within 1 to 5K? Well, that's usually where artists start to notice, right? You need to have 1K to be able to actually qualify, and by the time you hit 5K is when your qualifications actually get processed and you're allowed to see it and you're allowed to start trying. And artists start to notice just how hard it is to actually become monetized. And when they finally do, it's even harder. Once you become monetized, it's extremely hard. And once you get monetized, it's extremely hard to keep making the content that you were monetized for. And then it's extremely hard to keep it because most people lose their partnership. Like those with a large enough fan base either has a buy me coffee or a Patreon. Most of them will actually notice how hard it is to continue working on this and would go and get a second job because YouTube is a job. And they will go do other jobs until they can't do YouTube anymore because their other job is consuming their life and they need to leave. So let's do this over one more time. When you get into this, you get into something that people expect perfection out of you. Because why commit to an online boyfriend who is flawed? If I wanted someone who was flawed, I'd just go look for someone in real life, right? It's hard for artists to define themselves from their work, how they should act and how they actually act. The amount of pressure that you get when you blow up, becoming a public figure, the workload being horrendous. That's why most artists work with improvs. They just make up stuff on the spot or they go and they get scripts off of Reddit. Shoutouts to all of the artists that take their time to actually make their own scripts. I know how hard that is. The payoff being extremely hard to get and extremely low. The odds of keeping the payoff is hard as well. So when you start off, your payoff is really low and you're working extremely hard to continue keeping the ability to get that payoff. All right, time for some honorable mentions. Time consumption. It takes way too long to do these. Okay, now if you're an artist that probably just records and just posts whatever you record, great. If you're an artist that actually edit your stuff, it takes a hell of a lot of time. Script writing. Doing multiple scripts a week, a month, is hard, especially when you're trying to keep it fresh and original. Trying to keep your stories not sounding the same or always having the same lead, the same flow. It's hard. Then there is the fall off. Um, After a large blow up, most content creators they can't seem to continue with the same wave simply because they had one good video and they can't recreate it, or they had a couple good videos and because ASMR community is so starved for content, they go to them and they look and then they realize, it's been a month and no actual good content. And then they don't grow anymore because they can't keep up the consistency. Then there's imposter syndrome. Going from an absolute nobody to somebody that everybody's looking at and looking to, treating like a god, it's kind of scary. And most of the times it makes you feel like, am I really doing this? Do I belong here? Should these people be looking up to me? Then there is loneliness, the isolating yourself, the being consumed by online presence. You kind of forget that you have a real life presence and everything around you starts to fade. And when you step off of your online presence, you realize how lonely it is. Then there's the fact of how niche yet not so niche doing the ASMR roleplay thing is, and the stigma that comes with it. It's kind of scary how niche this is, how many people don't really know what this is, yet there are so many people looking for it, and how looked down upon it is because I'm not going to go there yet. That's my last and final point. So let's go on to the next one. For every 5 ASMR channels being made, people think that it's such a niche thing, watching all these other channels blow up, thinking that I can be the next one to blow up if they release something. And then you look at it again and you start thinking, if it's such a niche thing and people blow up so much, why is it that there are so little of them? Because for every 5 ASMR channels blowing up, there are 10 ASMR channels closing down, leaving, or just stopped posting altogether. All right, so there's one more thing I want to touch on, and I left this for last on purpose. I didn't even make a full-on script because for this point, the rest of it is scripted, but this point I need to speak directly to you. And the last reason, second to last reason, there's one more, but I want to get this one here before I continue. And this is one of the main reasons that most ASMR channels close down. It's the over sexualization of the artist. Now, I can't go too deep into this because YouTube's gonna go ooh those are oh no, but I can only speak from experience here. I've not had it so bad. Actually, I can't even speak from experience right now because there are so many channels, so many Twitter feeds, so many Twitter logs, so many I am leaving videos that are based on this topic. I am leaving because I no longer feel comfortable with the amount of people sexualizing my content. I no longer feel comfortable with doing what I do because the amount of people sexualizing me in the comment section. I no longer want to do what I do because of the amount of people making sexual fan art of me, and it makes me uncomfortable. I no longer want to do what I do because of the amount of people coming into my DMs and calling me pet names, or going into my mentions and calling me pet names, or going into my comment section and calling me pet names. These are all arguments that I've had. I have had at least 3 ASMR friends who needed to take breaks or step away because people was sexualizing them to the point that they could not stand it anymore. This goes for both male and female. This goes for both creator and listeners. Males being thirsted after by the fandom to the point where everything they do becomes sexualized. I know I make explicit content on my Patreon, but there's a reason why it takes me so long to do so. Because I don't want that to be the main reason, right? There's a reason why I try to shy away from doing suggestive type of content. If I'm gonna do suggestive type of content, it's pretty straightforward suggested kind of content. It's the teaching you how to kiss video. That is purposely like that. It's purposely intimate. Then there's the sexualization of the fandom. This goes for both male and females. Females that use sexual prowess to be able to gain more money out of their male audience. Males who use their fandom for sexual pleasures, knowing that they simp for them. This causes one of 2 things. The first one, with the getting paid for sexual favors, you start to become a slave to them. They pay you money, they expect certain things. You start becoming, what does my sugar daddy want from me today? Your content no longer becomes what people come to you for. People only come to you to pay you for sexual acts, and your content is secondary. And then there are the flip side, where you start to sexualize your viewers. People become unsafe because they don't feel comfortable with you. Every time someone contacts you, you're greeting them for nudes. One of the major problems with the ASMR community is a simple factor of human nature. A lot of the people that listen to this are lonely and horny. A lot of the people that are making this type of content are lonely and horny. Okay, just wanted to get that out of the way. Let's get back onto the script. And the actual last one, the final one. It's simply because people just lose interest in doing this. Maybe they're tired from the workload of this type of content creating. Maybe they came to the realization that it's hard to support themselves while living off of this financially, off of your own channel, or they can't stand the pressure of having to be perfect in the public eyes, or can't improve their content or add anything that makes themselves stand out or be original. It can just come down to they just don't want to do this anymore. They just wake up one day and say, yeah, this is it for me. It was fun while it lasted. Everyone wants to become famous until, you become famous. People just get bored and tired of what they're doing. Sometimes it seems fun to be someone that works on the internet and you just wake up every morning, roll off your bed, and start working on your computer, but sometimes people just can't do that. All right. So this video is kind of long. I have no idea how long, but it was kind of long. So I'll end it here. Thank you for listening. I'll see you guys in the next video. I'm not sure how well this video will do. I'm really actually scared of posting this because this is like really, it's a really sensitive matter. But it's something that I wanted to create because I've been seeing it everywhere. Every time I look into a every time I do research to do my own every time I do research to do content, and I'm trying to look to see what has been done or what people do or how they deliver it or what type of content or how to do certain content that I've never done before, it's blatantly in my face all the time. And I just wanted to touch on this. Maybe I'll do a second video today as like a kind of please don't kill me. please, please, please forgive me. Or maybe not, I don't know. But seriously, guys, thanks for listening. I hope you enjoyed. Um, do you know that 75.3% of the people watching this right now are not subscribed to me? Yeah. If you've made it this far and you enjoyed the content, please leave a like and a comment down below. As for your subscription, I'll be playing you in a friendly game of rock, paper, scissors. The rules are simple. I will go rock, paper, scissors, and then shoot. Upon shoot, I will announce what I went, and if I have won, you're not obligated to subscribe to me. If I've lost, you know what to do. Go down in the comment section. Type kick W, get wrecked, noob, omega lol. Man, I miss Twitch chat. I haven't streamed in a couple. Maybe I'll stream soon. I miss Twitch chat. Alright, guys. Thanks for listening. Oh, this video is 25 minutes long. Oh, wow. I mean, it's going to be like 25 something. It's going to be like 26 something when I edit it. Oh, well. Okay, guys. Thanks for listening. Thanks for being here. And I'll see you guys in the next video. Seriously, guys, I love you all. You guys are amazing. Thank you for everything. We hit 10K. Let's go. We're about to hit 11K, actually. We're not about to hit 11K. We're like 10.3K right now. We're aiming for 11K. Can we get 15K by the end of the month so I can get my mic really soon so you guys can like hear my voice when I come really close like this and I start whispering to you? You can actually hear it clean and not a bunch of like squiggly sounds and I love you guys. Okay, bye bye.